What if I told you that some of the world's most successful traders don't win because they can predict the market, but because they know how to survive when they are wrong? Most people believe that making money in the stock market is about finding the perfect strategy, but the legendary traders featured in Market Wizards reveal a completely different truth. In this remarkable book by Jack D. Schwager, you'll step inside the minds of traders who turned small amounts of money into fortunes, overcame devastating losses, and developed the habits that consistently put them ahead of the crowd. Whether you're a trader, investor, entrepreneur, or simply someone who wants to make better decisions in life, the lessons in this book can transform the way you think about risk, discipline, success, and opportunity. As you listen to this summary, you'll discover the strategies, mindsets, and psychological principles that separate ordinary people from market legends. Stay with us until the end, because some of the most powerful and surprising insights are yet to come, and they might completely change the way you approach not only trading, but success itself. Part 1. Futures and Currencies introduces us to some of the most remarkable traders featured in Market Wizards, including Michael Marcus, Bruce Kovner, Richard Dennis, Paul Tudor Jones, Gary Bielfeld, Etsy Kota, and Larry Hite. At first glance, these individuals seem completely different from one another. Some began with very little money. Some came from academic backgrounds, while others learned through painful trial and error. Yet as their stories unfold, a fascinating pattern emerges. None of them became successful by discovering a magical formula or predicting the future with perfect accuracy. Instead, they mastered something far more important: managing risk, controlling emotions, and staying disciplined in the face of uncertainty. One of the most surprising lessons from this section is that even the greatest traders are wrong a significant percentage of the time. What separates them from everyone else is not how often they are right, but how they handle being wrong. They cut losses quickly, protect their capital, and refuse to let a single mistake destroy months or years of progress. Consider the story of Richard Dennis, who famously proved that successful traders could be trained rather than born with a special gift. Through his famous turtle trader experiment, he took ordinary people with little or no trading experience and taught them a systematic approach to trading. Many of these students went on to achieve extraordinary success. The lesson is powerful because it challenges the common belief that only naturally gifted individuals can excel in complex fields. Whether you are learning to trade, build a business, create content, or pursue a new career, consistent learning and disciplined execution often matter more than raw talent. Imagine two people starting the same journey. One relies on instincts and emotions, constantly changing direction whenever things become difficult. The other follows a proven process, learns from mistakes, and stays committed to continuous improvement. Over time, the second person usually achieves far greater results, not because they are smarter, but because they are more disciplined. Another recurring theme throughout these interviews is the importance of thinking independently. Many of these traders made their biggest profits by refusing to follow the crowd. When everyone else was convinced that prices would continue rising, they carefully examined the evidence and prepared for alternative outcomes. Paul Tudor Jones, for example, became known for his ability to anticipate major market shifts by paying close attention to risk rather than getting caught up in popular opinions. This lesson extends far beyond financial markets. In everyday life, people often follow trends simply because everyone around them is doing the same thing. Whether it is choosing a career, making financial decisions, or adopting certain habits, blindly following the crowd can lead to disappointing results. The successful individuals in this book demonstrate the value of independent thinking, careful analysis, and the courage to act on your convictions when supported by evidence. Etsy Kota's story provides another fascinating insight. He emphasized that success is often more about psychology than strategy. Many people spend years searching for the perfect system while ignoring the emotional challenges that come with executing that system. Fear causes people to exit winning positions too early, while greed encourages them to take excessive risks. Frustration leads to impulsive decisions, and overconfidence creates blind spots. Seikota understood that mastering your own emotions is often harder than mastering the markets themselves. Think about a person trying to lose weight. They may know exactly what foods to eat and what exercises to perform, but emotional triggers can still cause them to abandon their plan. Similarly, many traders know what they should do but struggle to follow through consistently. The lesson is universal. Knowledge alone is not enough. Success requires emotional discipline. Throughout these interviews, the importance of protecting capital appears again and again. Larry Hite famously believed that if you manage risk effectively, profits can eventually take care of themselves. This idea may sound simple, but it runs contrary to how many people approach goals. Most individuals focus almost entirely on rewards while paying little attention to potential risks. A business owner may aggressively expand without maintaining sufficient cash reserves. An investor may concentrate on potential gains without considering possible losses. A student may procrastinate and assume there will always be enough time later. The traders in this section teach us to think differently. Before chasing opportunities, first consider what could go wrong and how you would respond. By preparing for setbacks in advance, you dramatically increase your chances of long-term success. As you reflect on these stories, ask yourself a few important questions. Do you have a process for managing risk in your financial decisions, career choices, or personal goals? How do you respond when things don't go according to plan? Do you learn from mistakes, or do you allow them to discourage you? Are you following the crowd because it feels comfortable, or are you making decisions based on careful thought and evidence? What habits could you develop today that would help you become more disciplined tomorrow? The traders featured in this section remind us that success is rarely about predicting the future. It is about preparing for uncertainty, adapting to changing conditions, and remaining disciplined when others lose control. Main points. The greatest traders succeed not because they are always right, but because they manage losses effectively. Discipline consistently outperforms talent when combined with continuous learning and improvement. Independent thinking creates opportunities that the crowd often misses. Emotional control is one of the most valuable skills in trading and in life. Risk management should always come before the pursuit of rewards. Develop systems and habits that protect you during difficult times rather than relying on hope. Learn from every mistake instead of fearing failure. Before making any important decision, ask yourself what could go wrong and how you would handle it. Focus on long-term consistency rather than short-term wins, because sustainable success is built through disciplined actions repeated over time. Part 2. Mostly Stock shifts the spotlight from futures and currencies to the fascinating world of stock market investing and trading, where Jack D. Schwager interviews some of the most successful stock traders of their time, including Michael Stenhardt, William O'Neill, David Ryan, and Marty Schwartz. What makes this section so captivating is that each of these market wizards approaches the stock market differently, yet they all arrive at extraordinary levels of success. As their stories unfold, readers quickly realize that there is no single path to becoming a great investor or trader. Some rely heavily on fundamental analysis, others focus on technical patterns, and some combine multiple methods. However, beneath these different approaches lies a common foundation: relentless discipline, continuous learning, patience, and an unwavering commitment to improving their decision-making process. One of the most powerful lessons from this section is that successful investing is not about finding certainty. It is about making intelligent decisions in an uncertain world. William O'Neill's journey is particularly inspiring because he developed a systematic method of identifying high-growth stocks before they became household names. Rather than searching for stocks that appeared cheap, he looked for companies demonstrating exceptional growth, strong earnings, increasing sales, and positive momentum. This idea challenges a common assumption many people have. Imagine walking into a store and seeing two products. One is heavily discounted because nobody wants it, while the other is selling rapidly because customers love it. Most people are naturally attracted to the discount, believing they are getting a bargain. Yet O'Neill discovered that in the stock market, strength often signals future opportunity, while weakness can sometimes signal deeper problems. This lesson extends beyond investing. In life, many people focus on what is cheap, easy, or immediately available instead of seeking quality, excellence, and long-term value. Whether choosing a skill to learn, a business partner, or a career path, pursuing quality often leads to better outcomes than simply chasing bargains. The experiences of David Ryan further reinforce the importance of preparation and continuous improvement. Ryan did not become successful overnight. He spent years studying charts, analyzing market behavior, and refining his skills. His success reminds us that mastery is rarely an accident. Think about an athlete preparing for a championship. While spectators only see the final performance, they do not witness the thousands of hours spent practicing, making mistakes, and improving behind the scenes. Similarly, many people admire successful investors without appreciating the years of dedication required to develop expertise. This lesson applies directly to everyday life. Whether you want to build a successful YouTube channel, start a business, improve your health, or learn a new profession. Consistent effort over time often matters far more than occasional bursts of motivation. The people who achieve remarkable results are usually the ones who continue learning long after others have given up. Marty Schwartz offers another fascinating perspective by emphasizing adaptability. One of the biggest mistakes people make is becoming emotionally attached to their opinions. Schwartz understood that markets constantly change, and successful traders must be willing to change with them. Imagine driving on a long journey using a GPS. If the road ahead is blocked, insisting on following the original route would only create frustration and delays. A smart driver adjusts to new information and finds an alternative path. In the same way, successful investors and successful people in general remain flexible when circumstances change. They are willing to admit mistakes, update their beliefs, and adapt their strategies instead of stubbornly clinging to outdated assumptions. This mindset can improve relationships, careers, businesses, and personal growth because life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Michael Stenhardt's story introduces another valuable lesson: the importance of thinking differently from the crowd while remaining grounded in facts. Many people seek comfort in consensus. If everyone around them believes something, they assume it must be true. Stenhardt often looked for opportunities where the market's expectations differed from reality. This ability to question assumptions allowed him to discover opportunities others overlooked. Consider a hypothetical scenario in which everyone believes a company is doomed because of a temporary setback. Most people avoid it out of fear. However, a careful observer who studies the facts may discover that the company remains fundamentally strong and is likely to recover. While the crowd reacts emotionally, the independent thinker sees opportunity. This principle applies to many areas of life. Great entrepreneurs, creators, and innovators often succeed because they are willing to see possibilities that others fail to recognize. Throughout Part 2, another critical lesson emerges repeatedly. Successful investors focus more on the quality of their decisions and on the outcome of any single trade. This is a profound concept because most people judge themselves solely by results. If a decision leads to success, they assume it was a good decision. If it leads to failure, they assume it was a bad one. However, the market wizards understand that even excellent decisions can sometimes produce disappointing short-term outcomes, while poor decisions can occasionally produce lucky results. Imagine a student who studies diligently for an exam but encounters unexpected questions and receives an average score. Meanwhile, another student barely studies and happens to get several answers correctly. Over the long run, the disciplined student is far more likely to succeed. The same principle applies to investing, business, and personal development. Focus on improving your process, and better results will often follow naturally over time. As you listen to these stories, take a moment to reflect on your own habits and decision-making. Are you chasing quick wins or building skills that compound over years? Do you spend more time reacting emotionally or analyzing situations objectively? Are you willing to adapt when new information emerges? Or do you cling to old beliefs because changing feels uncomfortable? Do you consistently invest in learning and self-improvement? Or do you expect success to arrive without preparation? How often do you evaluate the quality of your decisions rather than simply judging the outcome? These questions lie at the heart of what makes a market wizard so exceptional. Their success was not built on luck, secret formulas, or perfect predictions. It was built on disciplined thinking, continuous learning, adaptability, and a relentless commitment to improvement. Main points: there is no single path to success, but all successful investors share discipline, patience, and a commitment to learning. Focus on quality and long-term value, rather than chasing what appears cheap or easy. Mastery requires consistent practice, study, and improvement over time. Adaptability is essential because markets and life circumstances constantly change. Be willing to update your beliefs when presented with new evidence. Think independently rather than blindly following the crowd. Judge yourself by the quality of your decisions, not by short-term outcomes alone. Invest in skills and knowledge that compound over time. Ask yourself regularly whether your actions are aligned with your long-term goals. Success is often the result of excellent habits repeated consistently rather than a single brilliant decision. Part 3. A little bit of everything takes readers into one of the most fascinating sections of Market Wizards because it demonstrates that there is no single formula for success in the financial markets or in life. Through the experiences and insights of James B. Rogers Jr. and Mark Weinstein, Jack D. Schwager, reveals how great investors and traders often succeed not because they specialize in one narrow technique, but because they develop a deep understanding of the world around them, remain curious, think independently, and adapt their strategies to changing circumstances. This section feels less like a discussion about trading, and more like a masterclass on how successful people think. The stories remind us that opportunities often appear in unexpected places, and that those who remain open-minded are usually the first to recognize them. While many people spend their lives searching for a secret shortcut to success, Rogers and Weinstein demonstrate that long-term achievement is built upon observation, preparation, patience, and the courage to act when opportunities arise. James Rogers is particularly interesting because he viewed the world as one giant interconnected system. Instead of focusing only on stock charts or market prices, he paid attention to economics, politics, global trends, agriculture, demographics, and human behavior. He understood that markets are often driven by larger forces that many people fail to notice. Imagine two people standing in front of a river. One person only watches the surface and sees water flowing by. The other studies where the river begins, how the weather affects it, where it is heading, and how the surrounding environment influences its movement. While both are looking at the same river, the second person gains a much deeper understanding. Rogers approached investing in the same way. He looked beyond immediate events and tried to understand the larger picture. This lesson is incredibly valuable because it applies far beyond investing. Whether you are building a business, growing a YouTube channel, choosing a career, or planning your future, understanding the broader environment often helps you make better decisions than focusing solely on short-term details. Mark Weinstein's story offers a completely different but equally powerful perspective. Early in his career, he experienced setbacks and losses that would have discouraged many people. However, instead of allowing failure to define him, he used those experiences as learning opportunities. Over time, he developed extraordinary discipline and became one of the most successful traders featured in the book. His journey reminds us that failure is often not the opposite of success, but a necessary part of it. Consider a child learning to ride a bicycle. Falling off the bike is frustrating, uncomfortable, and sometimes painful. Yet every fall teaches balance, coordination, and confidence. Eventually, the child rides smoothly without even thinking about it. The same principle applies to almost every meaningful pursuit in life. Entrepreneurs experience failed products. Athletes lose competitions. Content creators upload videos that receive very few views. Students perform poorly on exams. The key difference between those who eventually succeed and those who quit is often their response to failure. Weinstein teaches us that mistakes become valuable only when we extract lessons from them and use those lessons to improve. One of the strongest themes running throughout this section is the importance of patience. Modern society encourages instant gratification. People want immediate profits, immediate recognition, immediate growth, and immediate success. However, the market wizards repeatedly demonstrate that meaningful rewards often require waiting. Rogers was known for holding positions for extended periods where he believed strongly in a long-term trend. He understood that great opportunities sometimes need time to develop. Imagine planting a tree. No matter how much you wish for it to grow faster, you cannot force it to become tall overnight. It requires consistent care, favorable conditions, and time. Similarly, many worthwhile goals in life demand patience. Whether you are learning a skill, building wealth, improving your health, or creating an audience online, progress often occurs slowly before suddenly becoming visible. Many people quit during the slow phase, never realizing how close they were to meaningful results. Another important lesson from this section is the value of curiosity. Rogers traveled extensively around the world because he believed that understanding different countries, industries, and cultures could provide valuable insights. His curiosity allowed him to discover opportunities that others overlooked. This raises an important question for all of us. How often do we step outside our comfort zones and actively seek new knowledge? Many people consume the same information every day, interact with the same ideas, and maintain the same perspective for years. Yet growth often occurs when we expose ourselves to new experiences and viewpoints. You do not need to travel around the world to apply this lesson. You can read books, learn new skills, talk to people from different backgrounds, or explore industries outside your own. Every new perspective expands your understanding and increases your ability to recognize opportunities. Perhaps the most powerful lesson from Part 3 is that success often comes from developing your own unique perspective rather than copying others. Both Rogers and Weinstein understood that blindly following the crowd rarely leads to extraordinary results. Imagine a classroom where every student copies the same answers from the same source. They may all perform adequately, but none of them will stand out. True excellence often comes from independent thinking, original ideas, and the willingness to trust your own analysis. This does not mean ignoring advice or rejecting expert opinions. Instead, it means using information as a tool while ultimately taking responsibility for your own decisions. In today's world, where social media constantly pushes trends, opinions, and popular narratives, this lesson may be more important than ever. As you reflect on the ideas in this section, ask yourself some important questions. Are you looking at the bigger picture in your life, or are you only focused on immediate concerns? How do you react when you experience failure or disappointment? Do you treat setbacks as evidence that you should quit, or as opportunities to learn and improve? Are you patient enough to allow your goals time to develop, or do you abandon them too quickly? How curious are you about the world around you? Are you actively seeking new knowledge and perspectives, or are you staying within familiar boundaries? Most importantly, are you making decisions based on your own thoughtful analysis, or are you simply following what everyone else is doing? These questions lie at the heart of the wisdom shared in this section. Main points. Success requires understanding the bigger picture rather than focusing only on short-term events. Failure should be viewed as a learning opportunity rather than a permanent defeat. Patience is essential because meaningful results often take time to develop. Curiosity creates opportunities by exposing you to new ideas, industries, and perspectives. Independent thinking allows you to discover possibilities that the crowd often overlooks. Build the habit of learning from mistakes instead of fearing them. Take time to study trends, patterns, and broader forces that influence your goals. Stay committed during periods when progress seems slow because growth often happens gradually before becoming visible. Continuously expand your knowledge and challenge your assumptions. Ask yourself regularly whether you are making decisions based on thoughtful analysis or simply following the opinions of others. The individuals featured in this section show that extraordinary success often belongs to those who remain curious, patient, adaptable, and willing to think for themselves. Part 4. The view from the floor takes readers into one of the most intense and fast-paced environments in the financial world, the trading floor. Through the experiences of Brian Gelber, Tom Baldwin, and Tony Saliba, Jack D. Schwager reveals what it is like to make high-stakes decisions in an environment where fortune can be won or lost in minutes. Unlike traders who have the luxury of analyzing charts quietly from an office, floor traders operate in a world filled with noise, pressure, uncertainty, and constant competition. Every second matters, and hesitation can be costly. Yet what makes this section truly fascinating is that beneath the chaos, these traders demonstrate extraordinary levels of discipline, focus, and emotional control. Their stories reveal that success is not about eliminating pressure, but about learning to perform effectively despite it. This lesson extends far beyond trading because every person faces moments when important decisions must be made under stress, whether in business, sports, education, relationships, or everyday life. One of the most striking lessons from this section is the importance of staying calm when others panic. On a trading floor, emotions can spread quickly. Fear, excitement, greed, and uncertainty can influence entire groups of people within moments. Imagine a crowded theater where someone suddenly shouts that there's a problem. Even before anyone confirms the facts, panic may begin to spread. The same phenomenon occurs in financial markets and many areas of life. People often react emotionally before they fully understand the situation. Brian Gelber's experiences highlight the value of remaining objective when everyone else is losing control. This ability to think clearly under pressure often creates opportunities that emotional individuals fail to recognize. Consider a business owner facing an economic downturn. While competitors panic and make impulsive decisions, a calm and thoughtful leader may identify new opportunities, strengthen customer relationships, and emerge stronger than before. The lesson is simple but powerful. Your greatest advantage often appears when you maintain clarity while others are overwhelmed by emotion. Tom Baldwin's story demonstrates another essential principle. Confidence must be earned through preparation and experience. Baldwin became known for his extraordinary success as a floor trader, but his confidence did not come from arrogance or blind optimism. It came from years of learning, observing, practicing, and refining his skills. This distinction is important because many people misunderstand confidence. They assume confident individuals are fearless or naturally gifted. In reality, true confidence often comes from competence. Think about someone learning to drive a car. During their first few lessons, every turn feels intimidating, every decision requires conscious effort, and mistakes seem likely. After years of experience, driving becomes second nature. Confidence grows because skill grows. The same principle applies to public speaking, investing, creating content, running a business, or pursuing any worthwhile goal. Instead of waiting for confidence to magically appear, focus on building competence. As your skills improve, confidence naturally follows. Tony Saliba's experiences introduce readers to the importance of risk management in a highly competitive environment. Despite his remarkable success, Saliba never approached trading recklessly. He understood that survival was more important than any individual opportunity. This lesson is especially relevant because many people become obsessed with maximizing gains while ignoring potential risks. Imagine a mountain climber attempting to reach a summit. The goal is not simply to climb as quickly as possible. The goal is to reach the top safely and return home. Climbers who ignore safety procedures may make rapid progress initially, but they expose themselves to dangers that can end the journey altogether. Similarly, successful traders understand that preserving capital is what allows them to continue participating in future opportunities. This principle applies directly to life. Whether managing money, building a business, pursuing a career, or maintaining health, protecting what you already have is often just as important as pursuing new achievements. Another powerful theme throughout this section is adaptability. Conditions on the trading floor can change rapidly. What worked yesterday may not work today. The traders featured in this part understood that success requires constant adjustment. Imagine a sailor navigating across the ocean. The destination remains the same, but wind direction, weather conditions, and sea currents are constantly changing. A successful sailor adjusts the sails rather than stubbornly insisting on one fixed approach. In life, many people struggle because they become attached to old plans even when circumstances have changed dramatically. The most successful individuals are often those who remain flexible while staying focused on their long-term objectives. Whether you are building a YouTube channel, managing investments, pursuing education, or developing a career, adaptability allows you to respond effectively to changing conditions rather than becoming trapped by outdated assumptions. Perhaps the most valuable lesson from this section is that success under pressure is largely determined before the pressure arrives. The floor traders did not suddenly become disciplined when markets became chaotic. Their discipline was built through years of preparation, repetition, and habit formation. This concept can transform how we approach challenges. Consider a student preparing for an important examination. If they study consistently throughout the year, they are likely to remain relatively calm on exam day. If they procrastinate until the last moment, stress becomes overwhelming. Similarly, an athlete who trains diligently feels prepared when competition begins. A business owner who maintains emergency reserves can handle unexpected setbacks more effectively than someone who lives constantly on the edge. Preparation creates resilience, and resilience creates confidence. As you reflect on the stories in this section, consider a few important questions. How do you respond when pressure increases in your life? Do you become reactive and emotional, or do you remain calm and focused? Are you building confidence through consistent skill development, or are you hoping confidence will appear without preparation? Do you carefully manage risk before pursuing opportunities, or do you focus only on potential rewards? How adaptable are you when circumstances change unexpectedly? Are your daily habits preparing you for future challenges, or are you leaving important outcomes to chance? These questions reveal that the lessons from the trading floor are not limited to financial markets. They apply to anyone seeking long-term success in an unpredictable world. Main points. Success often depends on staying calm when others panic. Emotional control creates opportunities that reactive people frequently miss. True confidence comes from competence, preparation, and experience rather than arrogance or wishful thinking. Risk management is essential because long-term survival matters more than short-term gains. Adaptability allows you to thrive in changing conditions instead of becoming trapped by outdated strategies. Build habits and systems before challenges arise because preparation determines performance under pressure. Focus on preserving valuable resources while pursuing growth. Practice making thoughtful decisions even in stressful situations. Continuously improve your skills so that confidence is supported by real ability. Ask yourself regularly whether your current habits are preparing you to handle future opportunities and obstacles effectively. The market wizards featured in this section demonstrate that excellence under pressure is not a gift. It is a result of discipline, preparation, adaptability, and emotional mastery developed over time. Part 5. The psychology of trading serves as a powerful climax of market wizards because it reveals a truth that quietly runs beneath every success story in the book. The greatest challenge in trading is not the market itself, but the human mind. In this section, Jack D. Schwager interviews Dr. Van K. Thorpe, a psychologist and trading coach who explains why two people can use the exact same strategy and achieve completely different results. While many traders spend years searching for the perfect system, indicator, or market prediction technique, Thorpe argues that the real difference between winners and losers often lies in their beliefs, emotions, habits, and self-awareness. This idea may seem surprising at first. After all, most people assume that success comes primarily from having better information or better strategy. However, Thorpe demonstrates that even the best strategy can fail when it is placed in the hands of someone who lacks discipline, confidence, emotional control, or a clear understanding of themselves. This section transforms the conversation from trading techniques to personal development, showing that the most important battlefield is often the one inside our own minds. One of the most fascinating lessons in this chapter is that people often sabotage themselves without realizing it. Imagine a person who dreams of becoming financially successful, but secretly believes that wealthy people are greedy or dishonest. Even if opportunities for success appear, that person's subconscious beliefs may cause them to hesitate, make poor decisions, or abandon promising opportunities. The same principle appears in many areas of life. A student may want excellent grades, but secretly believe they are not intelligent enough. An entrepreneur may want a thriving business, but fear the responsibility that success brings. A content creator may want millions of viewers, but fear criticism and public judgment. These hidden beliefs influence behavior far more than most people realize. Dr. Thorpe encourages readers to examine the stories they tell themselves because those stories often shape their results. The market, according to Thorpe, acts like a mirror that reflects a person's strengths, weaknesses, fears, and habits. In many ways, trading becomes less about predicting prices and more about understanding yourself. Another powerful insight from this section is the role of emotional control. Many people believe that successful traders never feel fear, frustration, or excitement. In reality, successful traders experience the same emotions as everyone else. The difference is that they do not allow those emotions to control their decisions. Consider a hypothetical scenario where two investors experience the same market decline. The first investor panics, sells everything, and locks in heavy losses because fear takes over. The second investor feels the same fear but follows a predetermined plan and remains focused on long-term objectives. Over time, the second investor is far more likely to recover and succeed. This principle applies to everyday life as well. During difficult times, people often make emotional decisions they later regret. Someone may quit a promising project after receiving criticism. A business owner may abandon a strategy because of one disappointing month. A student may give up on learning a difficult subject because early progress feels slow. The lesson is not to eliminate emotions, but to prevent emotion from becoming the decision maker. Dr. Thorpe also emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for outcomes. Many people blame external circumstances for their failures. They blame the economy, bad luck, difficult competitors, unfair conditions, or unexpected obstacles. While external factors certainly matter, Thorpe encourages readers to focus on what they can control. Imagine two athletes competing in a race during bad weather. One spends the entire event complaining about the conditions, while the other accepts reality and focuses on performing as well as possible. Neither athlete can change the weather, but one uses their energy more productively. This mindset is incredibly valuable because it shifts attention away from excuses and toward action. Successful individuals understand that while they cannot control everything, they can control their preparation, mindset, effort, and response to challenges. One of the most thought-provoking concepts in this section is the idea that success requires alignment between goals, beliefs, and behavior. Many people set ambitious goals but continue engaging in habits that move them in the opposite direction. Imagine someone who wants to become physically fit but consistently avoids exercise and chooses unhealthy foods. Their goal and behavior are not aligned. Similarly, a trader may want consistent profits but continue making impulsive decisions. A content creator may want channel growth but upload inconsistently. A professional may want career advancement but avoid developing new skills. Thorpe argues that meaningful progress occurs when actions consistently support desired outcomes. This lesson is simple but transformative because it encourages readers to examine whether their daily habits are helping or hindering their long-term goals. The section also explores the importance of self-awareness. Many people spend years trying to understand the world without ever taking time to understand themselves. Yet successful traders recognize that self-knowledge is one of their most valuable assets. Imagine driving a high-performance sports car without understanding how its controls work. The car may be powerful, but poor understanding increases the risk of mistakes. In the same way, each person has unique strengths, weaknesses, emotional triggers, and behavioral patterns. The more aware you become of these factors, the better equipped you are to make intelligent decisions. Self-awareness helps people recognize when fear is influencing judgment, when overconfidence is creating unnecessary risk, and when emotional reactions are clouding objective thinking. Perhaps the most inspiring lesson from this chapter is that personal growth and trading success are deeply connected. The market wizards featured throughout the book achieve remarkable results not only because they learned about markets but because they continuously worked on themselves. They developed discipline, resilience, patience, adaptability, and emotional control. These qualities improve their performance in trading and enhance their ability to navigate life itself. Think about any highly successful individual, whether they are an athlete, entrepreneur, artist, educator, or investor. Their achievements are often supported by strong internal qualities that allow them to persist through challenges and maintain focus on long-term objectives. Success becomes less about discovering a secret formula and more about becoming the type of person capable of executing effective decisions consistently. As you reflect on this section, consider a few important questions. What beliefs might be helping or limiting your progress? How do you react when faced with failure, uncertainty, or criticism? Are your daily actions aligned with your biggest goals, or are they pulling you in a different direction? Do you take responsibility for your outcomes, or do you frequently blame external circumstances? How well do you understand your emotional triggers and decision-making patterns? If your life were a mirror reflecting your habits and beliefs, what would it reveal? These questions encourage a deeper level of self-examination, which is exactly what Dr. Thorpe believes is necessary for lasting success. Main points. The greatest obstacle to success is often not external circumstances, but the limitations of our own mindset. Hidden beliefs can influence decisions and results more than we realize. Emotional control is essential because fear, greed, frustration, and excitement can lead to poor choices. Successful people feel emotions, but do not allow emotions to control their actions. Take responsibility for outcomes by focusing on what you can control rather than blaming external factors. Align your daily habits with your long-term goals so that your actions support your desired future. Develop self-awareness by identifying strengths, weaknesses, emotional triggers, and recurring behavioral patterns. Continuous personal growth is one of the most valuable investments you can make. Ask yourself regularly whether your beliefs, habits, and actions are helping you move toward success or holding you back. The ultimate lesson of this section is that mastering yourself is often the key to mastering any challenge, whether in trading, business, relationships, or life itself. As we reach the end of Market Wizards, one truth becomes clear. Success in trading is never about predicting the market perfectly, but about mastering risk, controlling emotions, thinking independently, and building discipline through consistent practice. Across every trader's story, we saw that losses are part of the journey. Psychology matters more than strategy, and long-term success belongs to those who stay patient, adaptable, and committed to learning. If you found value in these insights, take a moment to apply them in your own life and decisions, not just in trading, but in how you think, react, and grow every day. And if you enjoyed this audiobook summary, subscribe to Visual Books for more powerful book breakdowns like this, like the video, and share it with someone who is serious about improving their financial mindset and personal success.